Before we begin, thank you very much to MasterBen95 for joining the Patreon campaign over at patreon.com/TJOmega. Thank you so much for the help you provide for me over there. It genuinely keeps the channel alive, and I try not to ask much. It's one of those situations where, like, if a tenth of you pitch $1 a month, I could just sit here and make videos for you all day, every day. Granted, it's kind of what I do all now, but the videos will be better. The videos will be better. So, thank you guys so much for letting me continue to do this madness. Now, let's do our news roundup for the week, because there's a lot of weird things to talk about, a lot of little things, and this is the week of EarthSpark. So, one, I might finally stop saying Earthrise every time I mean to say EarthSpark. And we've got a lot of little stuff to cover for that. First off, let's take a look at HasLab Deathsaurus, and we'll do a quick little update. It is currently sitting just under 6,000 backers out of a targeted 11,000 for its initial production number. Now, we've still got well over a month to go. There's no doubt in my mind this will get funded. They just announced that Japan and South Korea would be accepting orders on it through their online sources. And of course, dealer orders will be coming in toward the end of the campaign as well. So you've got a lot of big numbers that have not come in yet. And I'm sure it's going to open up to other sectors eventually if it hasn't yet already. So this is looking really strong. This is looking really, really good. Certainly better than the last HasLab. Short burn on Ghost Rider. So, speaking of HasLab, we did get this fun little quote from Ben McCrae from Hasbro. The plan is that everyone should have Victory Saber in hand before the end of the Deathsaurus campaign, meaning within the next 35 days. So this is very close. We are very close. Now, when it says everybody, that also includes international, which makes me think that domestic orders, like here in the US, are probably going to get ours sooner than later. I'm kind of like hoping here in the next couple weeks I might actually have this thing in hand, which would be super exciting. So fingers crossed. I mean, I'm at that point where Hasbro Pulse will send me one of those emails that says your order's getting ready to ship, and I get super excited and I check which order it is, and it's not Victory Saber. But that email will come in soon. I am sure of it. All right, let's get into EarthSpark, because this is kind of big. So we have a official launch date on TV. Nickelodeon is going to be airing it 4 to 5 p.m. On Friday the 11th. So we actually are going to see this on TV before I believe the same day is when season 1 premieres on Paramount. I can't remember if, here, let me actually check the story really quick. The first 10 half-hour episodes of season 1 will be exclusively premiering on Hasbro, or on Paramount Plus this November 11th. So, yeah, that's just a few days away now. And, yeah, we'll be able to see the first 10 episodes if we have Paramount Plus. I don't, but Paramount Plus is not terribly expensive, so I'll probably just I'll probably pay it, watch season 1, and then cancel and wait for the next half of season 1 or season 2, however they end up numbering it. But it's super exciting. I've been really hyped up for this show. I really want to see what they've done with it. Really eager for that. I'm probably going to do videos for each episode. I don't know if I'm going to do it as they air on TV. If Nickelodeon airs more on normal TV, or if I will do like a video talking about the series in general, but I kind of want to do it episodically. So we'll see. It depends on it depends on if they continue airing it on TV, or if that hour-long premiere on Nickelodeon is just a special. So we'll see. There are a few notes that we got out of SFX Magazine, by the way. They interviewed the producers of the show, and we'll just go over the little notes here. You want to check out TFW 2005's summary of it if you want to see like the real details and everything. Very big story planned, very excited, huge adventure, wild action, lots of humor and heart, and it's not a short story, so I'm looking at something serialized, which is actually really hard to get these days. Most networks want episodic, but if they're telling a big story, that means we're getting serialized, which means long, ongoing story, which should be a really good opportunity to get something in really cool. See, lifelong Transformer fans, inspired by E.T., Iron Giant, Goonies. All right, so, so you get, like kids, kids experiencing big things type adventures, which sounds good. Let's see. All right, took a look at Megatron, had many meanings about how to treat this character in this chapter of their lives. We turn to his core as an idealist and having a very specific mission and goal in mind for not just himself, but not just his faction, but all Cybertronian kind. Sometimes leaders have to make very difficult decisions in a heated battle. For example, it felt very true to Megatron that he was not afraid to reconsider his goals and his values and what the best strategy would be moving forward to achieve that goal, and not to just stick to one side or the other because that's where he started. So basically, they're allowing a Megatron who looked at what he originally wanted, what he's become, and went, maybe this isn't the right path. Maybe I've gone too far. Maybe this was, maybe what I want for Cybertron can't be obtained just by being just a Decepticon and going to war. So if that's the direction they maintain, that is very IDW 1.0. It's a different take on Megatron than we've seen in animation, and like I said, I really hope they stick to that direction. I kind of don't want the twists, like, oh, Megatron is playing the long game, or oh, he was a Decepticon the whole time. Let's see. All right, we're doing our own unique and definitely take elements that we really, really like from a lot of previous iterations. So our reasons for Cybertronians coming to Earth is canonically different to the original G1. That is interesting. So they weren't just fleeing a Decepticon attack and both happened to crash on Earth. There's a different reason for them being here. That's more interesting to me. So I want to see what that is as well. All right, so you can read the rest of the interview on TFW. So we'll go into another promotional video they did for EarthSpark. Not a whole lot different in here. The fun part about this is they showed a sample bit of flashback animation where they tried to recreate the animation style of Sunbow, which is pretty fascinating because design-wise, they're spot on. Like, even Ironhide kind of being messed up in this shot is very on point to Sunbow animation. Now it is recreation, so it's flash animated, it appears to be. So the movement in it is a little bit weird and wonky. It doesn't quite feel natural the way things move around, but it is really cool to see like how well they actually managed to capture like the old school aesthetic from the original cartoon, and to use that as flashback material, I think is pretty inspired. I did point out that the mom of the show, Dot Malto, did actually fight alongside the Autobots in that war. This is a situation where the human military teamed up with the Autobots against the Decepticons. All right, cool. And we do get a little Spike Wiki in there too, so that was cool to throw in. Beyond that, it's a lot of what we've already kind of seen before. A little bit more of Optimus and Megatron working side by side. Dot working alongside Megatron, which if she fought with the Autobots during the war makes that even more interesting. Again, I really want to know how this works. And we did actually get to see how Twitch scans her alt mode. So we actually get to find out how alt mode scanning works in this series. Basically, they stare at things really hard. Okay, so it's not all, like, terribly exciting and different, but, hey, we're finding stuff out. And real quick, also more in-package shots, very clean package shots for EarthSpark's toy line. It seems like they want a very similar style for packaging across all the sizes. They're all this, like, big cardboard tray. And all of them look like they're way, way too big for the toy they're holding. Like, I don't know why the flap is so tall on the back side of this box, unless the back side just has a ton of pictures and information, which I doubt. This seems like a waste of paper, plastic, environmental Hasbro. And then we still have like the Warrior class packaging, open package, similar to the Flip Changers. And Prime looking like they could fit 4 Optimus Primes in this box. They keep these big boxes just in case like something with a wingspan comes up. You can see Skywarp here fills out the space a little bit better, but it still seems like such a massive waste of space. Yeah, so I don't know, it's amusing if anything. Don't know what they're going for here, but it's going to be weird to see them on a toy aisle like that. We also had in-hand shots of EarthSpark Deluxe Megatron, who does still look really, really cool. Looks fairly comparable to the Cyberverse Deluxes, so that's pretty good. Remember, the Deluxes have the Build-A-Figure component, which means that, like, my worry was that the Build-A-Figure would drop out and they would keep the Deluxe toy basically on par because that's a budget cut. We don't have to produce that extra piece anymore, and this, we can still just keep it the same. But no. The Build-A-Figure still is a thing in this series, and it does look like Megatron is just as good as the previous ones. If anything, he's much cleaner. I quite looking forward to this toy. Hopefully that is not too far out. The show is debuting this week. I would expect those toys to be out fairly soon. All right, some behind the scenes for Holiday Optimus Prime was revealed. This was a Mark Marr post, so it really didn't have a whole lot of real backdrop and background information. It's mostly just hype material. At one time, he mentions that the trailer is the same mold as leader Earthrise Optimus Prime, but it's redecoed in white to invoke a snowy fortress appeal. Sorry, Superman, but this gift-giving deck is far superior. It's a white box. It's a white box that doesn't do anything. Sorry, I will take a Fortress of Solitude over this anytime. What it was mentioned was that the Optimus Prime you see here is actually based on an old Christmas comic of the Marvel UK run. And if you look up Christmas on TF Wiki, I believe that's the shot that features most prominently on that page. So there is actual, like, fictional, historical Transformer history behind this behind the design approach to this toy, which is kind of interesting. I'm waiting to see the eventual G2 Hero Optimus Prime or Sure Shot repaint that it gets at some point. But that's just me. It looks nice. It looks nice, but it's I'm not really into like the holiday kitschy decos. I'll sit and wait for something a little bit more traditional looking. All right. But if you still are in a Christmas spirit, this year's Bumblebee Hallmark ornament is out. If you really want Bumblebee to be rider kicking some of your glass ornaments, that is a thing you can have now. So, yeah, I know that. Here's the thing. I only bring this up because, yes, there are some people who do collect these, and they can get crazy expensive. Like I have the G1 Soundwave one, and last I checked on eBay, it's like a $60 ornament. It's something crazy like that. So, like, these things have collectors, and they will go after them very adamantly. So, something maybe worth picking up. Maybe. All right. Now, we also have another behind-the-scenes post from Evan Brooks, and now Evan Brooks posts, those are the ones that have the real behind-the-scenes juicy stuff of how the toy is actually produced. Kunihiro-san from Takara helped develop this. Perceptor is another designer, Yoke-san. You'll remember him. I believe he's in the Hall of Fame because he's such a prominent designer for Takara. He is very fond of Perceptor, so this is an important figure for him. I could be wrong about that. Don't quote me. If I'm wrong on that, don't call me out on the comment section. I'm just flying off the top of my head. I haven't researched this, but this is where we get the real design stuff that I actually really, really like. So apparently the original design specs for this show the head going forward. You can see Perceptor's head pointing backward. So it was going to flip forward into the chest. And then they realized you'd be able to see it in microscope mode. So they had to flip the whole thing around. But look at this. Look at the part layout. I cannot fathom having a mind that can just bring all of these different pieces together and mentally draw out each and every piece, how it has to go, the direction, the order it has to be engineered in. This is fascinating that someone's brain works like this. It's super cool and impressive to me. All right, and then we got a little bit of behind-the-scenes stuff. They debated whether or not they needed the tank mode because the tank mode never featured in the cartoon. But it's not hard to implement, and it's always been part of the toy's character before, so they incorporated the tank mode again. Always nice to see. They also revealed that it was a Takara Tomy reissues box art, or I think the art that appeared on the trading card that came with it, that inspired the extra design work that went into the tech greeble and like the panel lining on Perceptor to give him a more modernized look, so it wasn't just like flat blocks, which I think is really cool that there is like a design origin from all of that. And they also did confirm, yes, if the animation head is different from the toy head, they're always going to try and work in the original head into the sculpt. So, because that makes for a real easy redeco. So Magnificus was probably always going to happen from the start. Not a surprise, because there really isn't anything else you could do with Perceptor. But nice that they confirmed. Yeah, if the toy head looks different, if the animation head looks different, then the toy head's in there too. So, something we can expect from now on. Now let's get into some of the weirder stuff. Icon Heroes just announced a repaint of their Optimus Prime bobblehead. This is a big, foot-tall bobblehead that will run you $125. If you really want an evil, bobble-headed Optimus Prime, you can now have it, or at least you will be able to have it soon. Again, this is one of those little niche things that there are definitely collectors for, so if you're into it, and if you just need more Black Primes in your life, one more is on the way. For something even stranger, Transformers now has an apparent partnership with Segway scooters. This I did not expect. This one is bizarre. So, yeah, they teased a few different products that were coming out. So we've got a scooter for Bumblebee, a Go-Kart Pro for Bumblebee and for Optimus Prime, and a scooter for Megatron. So if you need a Segway in your life and you're a big Transformer fan, you're about to be in luck. Big, like, designer pieces like this, like, I know there's an audience for it, but, like, I can't imagine paying the upcharge for something like that. I feel the same way about, like, they just had, like, Optimus, Bumblebee, and Megatron, like, racing chairs, like actual, like, gaming chairs featuring them. And my first thought was, like, there's barely any games for Transformers. Why would you post that? And also, like, I get, like, it's so weird to, like, have branded chairs for things, because, like, with me, like, my chairs get torn up pretty easily, because, like, I'm always at work on these things, so, yeah, and this one, by the way, like, this thing absolutely sucks, by the way. Real soon here, I'm gonna be getting in a replacement from, like, this is just, like, a blank name from a Amazon listing, so I'm just trading in this generic piece of junk for something made by, like, an actual gaming chair company soon. Might make a video for that, because I actually want to see, like, if the quality is any better. Alright, so, aside, yes, I don't understand big, high-end things like this. That is, it just seems like just like a fancy tech toy to also show off your Transformer fandom, which, again, if you got the money, fine, but still, like, I don't know, like, I'm not sure who this is for, really. And then speaking of Transformer toys that I don't know who they're for, Robosen just announced a contest where you could win. You can win one of 9 gold-painted Elite Optimus Primes, the small-scale versions that they just announced. So, hey, it's a lucky draw. Or you can win their flagship model, the $1,000 one that has been signed by Peter Cullen. So if you want to win, those are available. You have until, it looks like you have until the end of the year to get your order form in. Yeah, I mean, you can either, like, buy the Elite version and then upload the receipt to the official contest website to enter, or you can just download and print a form and mail it in instead of, spending $700 to potentially win another copy of the figure you just spent $700 on. That's your option at that point. I'll let you decide how you want to enter the contest. Don't spend it to $700. Now, for those of us who do not have $700 or $1,000 to burn on Transformers, we do have one more weird oddity to come out. We are getting a Bumblebee Stretch Armstrong, because that's what the world asked for. To see Stretch Armstrong and Transformers do their collaboration piece. Hey, we've been wondering what the next collaboration was. Here you go. Yeah, it's just a puffy looking, very Pat Lee looking Bumblebee that, yeah, stretches out as you would see fit. I feel like this is... Again, it's just like a super weird crossover, because you don't think, giant robot character when you think, I want a toy that stretches and I can pull like a rubber band. I feel like this is for people who are so sick of Bumblebee taking up everything in Transformers. It's basically like a stress toy for that. Like, so get it to take out some frustration on. And that, my friends, is going to be it for this week's news roundup. So it's all basically EarthSpark's week, right? The cartoon's about to debut. It's debuting an hour long on Nickelodeon, and the first 10 episodes on Paramount Plus. I'm going to cover it as much as I can. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'm excited for that. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. I've got some weird things that'll be coming this week as far as video-wise. My lights are in, so I can actually do reviews. And I've got Patreon requests to get to, and some of them are easy to do, some are going to be challenging. But I'm looking forward to it. So, thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned. Always more on the way. And I will see you next time. Guys, I am facing the most powerful enemy any YouTuber can face, the algorithm, and I need your help to defeat him. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and leave a comment. Every time you do, we attack that algorithm and we drive it back until it can no longer defeat this channel. Thank you very much.